Kim McCroy Russell, this is your hour. The date is February 9th, 2022. We love you. This is your stage. You go for it.
You're so sweet. I just love you guys. And I've been getting presents and it's just so sweet. And I love the food.
Good, good.
So I'm getting all the food. Hello, Jan, down there. Where did
There's
Beth?
my hat. Do you recognize my, does that look like one of your hats?
Oh my gosh! Don't move. Don't move.
She's gonna go get hers.
What is it? Oh, bad hair day.
Guys,
Yeah.
we are recording this Zoom call, so I will be able to send you the link as soon as it's over, okay?
Oh, that's
Nanette is at her mom.
awesome.
She's in Florida, so she won't be on the call.
Okay.
I don't have Zoom.
There we go.
So Kim McCrory, can you see everybody here?
Well, who's here?
Okay, let's do a sound off. You know that Catherine and Joey are here. Go around the horn, everybody.
David
I
Ann.
Yeah, I see that, and I see Jan, and that's it.
Oh, there's more.
Marty and Claudia are here.
Go to the upper right setting on your computer screen and hit gallery, and you'll see all of. You should see all of us.
Hit show full gallery.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Kurt can come back and do it.
Yeah, and while she's doing it, guys, go ahead and give a roll call, okay?
Chow boogie. Chow
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 boogie.
chow boogie. Roll.
Roll call.
Get it, but I can't. I don't know where to go.
Chow boogie.
Here's
Chow
Beth.
chow
I bet
boogie.
Zoom.
Roll. My name is Jan, and y'all go. My name is Jan. How was that, Carowinds? I'd like for you to meet Joey.
Well, Joey wants Kim to know that we have Rick and Elaine Helms here. Steve Morgan is here from California.
No.
Yes, you gotta see him. He's right here.
Where's Steve?
We have Bobby Wilson and Betty Cristo here from Myrtle Beach. We have Beth Meadows in Aiken, Marty and Claudia in Johns Island, Jan in Florida, Dave and Ann Rinkus in Roswell, Georgia. And of course, Catherine and I are in Laurel Park. But Steve Morgan, you take it away.
There they
are. Here's
Bobby. Hey, y'all.
We now see Bobby and Betty.
Hey.
All right, there he is.
Then there's Rick, okay, and Elaine. Why can't I see everybody at once?
I
You
can't
need to
either,
put it on
Kim.
like an enlarged screen.
If you go to your upper,
I don't have that option on my phone for some reason. I'm on my phone.
Are you using a
Oh,
phone,
yeah, that's
Kim, or a
hard.
computer?
Laptop.
Okay,
Are you-
go to the upper right-hand corner and just tap up there with your cursor, and it should say View, and click
Yeah.
on Gallery.
We've got
Yay!
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, she's.
okay, there you go.
Then hit full screen.
I see Steve. I'm
Oh my
sorry if
gosh,
I'm getting
I am so
started,
happy right now.
but I haven't seen Steve. Well, nobody's seen Steve.
Exactly, I know.
He hasn't changed a bit.
No, he
He's
hasn't.
muted.
We've just seen your pictures. Excuse me for the blanket. I'm not a sick old woman. I'm just cold.
That's all right. It's
Good.
cold in
You're
Florida.
muted.
Steve, you're muted.
Kurt says he refuses to turn the heat above 80. But
There we go.
I went to the doctor today, and nothing is. The tumors in my adrenal gland are up just a little, and the marker in my blood is up just a little.
Is that bad or good?
Do what, Jim?
With it being a little, does that mean that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's not any worse.
Okay.
So let's look at it that way.
Okay, that's good.
We're not gonna do anything, as far as more treatment. Well, I'm not gonna do any more treatment anyway. I don't believe. But we're gonna wait. I see him again in another month. But I'm pretty much set with the way things are. I feel okay right now.
Oh, good.
So I'm just really, really, really tired. And I stay tired most all the time. But
Well, hopefully we're gonna help you release some endorphins tonight. Endorphins just take over your body.
but you know, I feel I'm right now I'm in the care of my oncologist and the palliative doctor. And the palliative doctor their purpose is to make me feel good.
I understand.
Their purpose is not curative.
Right.
So right now, I hope to feel better. I'm not gonna, he says I'm gonna feel good for a couple more months anyway.
Well, can I light one up for you?
Who was that?
Light, Bobby, light one up for her.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, wait.
In the house.
Yes, yes.
Bobby, got a cigarette?
Are you kidding me?
Cigarette.
Look, Bobby, you have no idea how bad I want one of those. I told
And
her,
you have no idea how much I'd love to light one up with you.
well, you light one up for me. But when all of this started, I told Kurt that I said I'm gonna have if this gets bad, I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So
Well, that means I'll have to go from Myrtle Beach to where?
where am I? Charlotte.
Charlotte. And
Looky here
this-
though, what I got.
Ah,
Oh,
Oh,
All
go
right,
ahead
you
with
go,
your bad
girl.
self.
you got the good stuff.
Have you got a medical card for medical marijuana so you can get your little medical cookies and stuff like that?
No, that's
That's
the
right.
only thing. And I got this from where did I get this? From my daughter-in-law.
Can send you
You-
whatever you
you-
want
That
from California.
I know people, Kim.
all
I know
California,
people. I'll
they've
get
got
you
stores
something.
for that, Cam.
I know.
Right. I
You know what you can send me?
Yes.
But in North Carolina, I forgot what I was going to say. That's what happens with chemo. It racks your brain.
I know.
Speaking of which, how are you, Elaine?
I'm doing great.
Are
Thank you.
You're good?
Yes, thank you.
That's good too.
I'm doing well.
Elaine, did I miss something?
I had breast cancer. I was diagnosed in fall of 2020, but I'm good.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad to hear that. I didn't know
Yeah.
if there was something new going
Yeah,
on.
no.
I'm so glad you're okay.
Right, what have you
Thank
heard?
God.
Well, you can pass that over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
I'm
but
glad to share.
well, I am so glad I told Kurt that, when all of this started, that if it turned bad, I was gonna go get cigarettes and drinks.
I would say the same thing.
Hey, guys, guess who's about to join us?
Who?
John Such. Here comes Henry.
Goodness,
Now, where's John?
Here he comes.
New York.
John.
Hello.
John.
John Such. Yay, John Such.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, you guys.
Yay.
Oh my God, look at you all.
John looks
Yeah.
great. John
Oh my
hasn't
gosh.
changed.
Oh, I have changed. Trust me.
And Bobby hasn't changed. Bobby was still a hottie.
Oh, there's Bobby.
Yes, Bobby,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby was the hottie.
Bobby
I
got
saw
it.
Bobby and Claudia the last time I was in Myrtle Beach. We went to
Mhm.
lunch.
It was fun.
That must have
Yeah,
been fun.
yeah.
You guys
I
must
had
have
no
laughed your heads.
trouble recognizing John. He hasn't changed at all.
Oh,
You look
stop.
great, Henry.
I am looking
You
how
do.
great. I'm very great. Joey looks the same. Everybody looks the
Well, there you go. We're all wearing the hats tonight for Miss Kim.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, well,
I'll have to go get one.
yeah. And
He
My-
missed the memo.
I'm
But
cat on this hair.
It's
So.
it's starting to grow out a little bit.
Oh, good, Kim.
Well, since I'm not gonna have chemo anymore, I probably will get my hair back.
Have you been
I
taking a
bet it'll
bath
be
with
thick
my?
and curly.
He
Yeah.
he offered today. They offered me radiation, and I've heard such terrible things about radiation that I probably won't do it. I don't know. I doubt it.
I have had no issue at all with it. And it's so exact. They shoot it in like exact spots. And
Yeah.
and I'm like a mile and a half from the hospital. So it only takes me, no time to get there. And I'm only there about 15 minutes. They book you the same time every day. And it's Monday
Yeah.
through Friday, but I'm only in there about 15 minutes. But it's
Wow.
in the same spot.
Now, I had it 30 years ago and it was the same digestive area. And I had a rough time with it, but they've changed a lot and done a lot of improvements in 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And I just finished Friday.
Yay!
And then,
Yay!
and
Awesome.
then
Yay, Steve.
chemo's 2 more weeks. But can you see how red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all scar. But that's the red. It's like a sunburn, which
Yeah.
I've had plenty of those. That doesn't scare me. I've had no issue at all with radiation.
That's
Good to know.
At
And you
least
look
go
that
good.
is very, very good to know. And Kim, what kind of what were the pros and cons that they gave you when they suggested the radiation?
It's probably going to be discomfort. A lot of the same side effects that I had with the chemo, and no guarantees that it's going to help.
Is that because of where it is?
It's because of how far along this is.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different.
Now, Kim, I have to tell you, for what it's worth, my younger brother has lymphoma, and it was
Which
stage
kind?
4. Well, I can't remember. It was a very specialized and very fast-moving kind of lymphoma,
Okay.
and kind of rare. And it was stage 4. And he did chemo, it didn't work, nothing was happening. So he went to Vanderbilt, and they did an experiment, not experimental thing, but a new thing they do where they take out your blood and then they send it away and they manufacture the T cells. And like, in other words, they add like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of T cells, and then they put the blood back in your body. And he was at Vanderbilt, and he just had his scan about 3 weeks ago, and it came back complete remission.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That's
God,
great news,
amazing.
guys. I'm going to interrupt right here. Fragile Flower from Colorado is about to join us. Here she comes.
Yay.
Wait to see what she's got on her head.
Yeah.
And only you could give the word head 3 syllables.
Her head.
So Connie Kincaid, you need to turn on your microphone and you need to turn on your camera, Fragile Flower, because we know you're there.
Come on,
We
Frag.
got to see you.
Come on,
She's-
Frag.
I'm trying to
Leave it
connect and
you.
listen to you.
Hey. Yeah, where's your hat?
She looks
Technical
classy.
difficulties here
She's
on my
supposed to
end.
have dance pants on then.
Hey, Connie.
Hi, I can't hear you for some reason, but I'm gonna
What?
switch to
Are you on your
see if I can
phone or
make
the
it- see
computer?
if I can figure something out.
Are you on a computer or a phone?
A
She can't
laptop,
hear
but
you.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
you through my AirPods instead of the laptop itself.
Can you see
And-
everybody on the screen?
God, yes. Oh, Lord
Uh,
mercy. Okay. That's not
as I-
working. So
Steve, I have heard exactly about what you're talking about.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And the doctor said it won't work on me
Uh-huh.
because my, what's the word when you're, I lost the word. That happened.
You know, Kim, it's called CAR T. It's called CAR T cell therapy. It just popped into my head.
Thank
Yeah.
you. My
T cells?
T cells.
blood cells and stuff are too low for them to pull it all out.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So that's what my doctor was telling me. But yes, that was mentioned. But I
Yeah.
would have to go completely, right now with my immune system. Thank you. There's
Right.
a word. With my immune system being so low, then it would be too dangerous for me to have it all pulled out and then put back in. But yes, there's all sorts of new things happening all the
For
time.
sure.
But unfortunately, I may be too far along. Wake up, Catherine.
She's there.
I may be too far along. Who knows?
used to wear
You might think of just getting a consultation appointment with the radio oncologist,
Yeah.
because they may have a different story than the oncologist.
Good point. Very good
Yeah,
point.
You got a valid point. You got a valid
Absolutely.
point.
And it's wor-
Absolutely.
It's worth
What are
talking
you
to them.
eating, Jan?
Mhm.
What are you eating?
I'm eating potato chips.
And is
You
there enough
can't
for
just eat
everybody?
one.
And what?
Is there enough for everybody?
Whole bag right here.
This would be nice if I could pass one around to everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
I haven't had potato chips in forever, so I'm enjoying these.
Thank
What have
you.
you got, Kim?
What have I got?
Uh-huh.
This
Is
is
it-
Oh,
edible.
oh yeah.
that
Y'all-
is-
Can y'all imagine if this whole group got stoned together?
Stand down.
No,
Can you
Lord
imagine if
help
the whole
us.
group got stoned together?
Well, we could. I've always.
You all know the story about how I asked my mother if I could get high, right? Do y'all know that story about how I asked my mother if I could get stoned?
Refresh your memory.
I would like to know.
What did
This has
she
to do with
say?
Bobby
No.
Wilson. This is a Bobby Wilson story.
Yeah.
So, Bobby Wilson and I, we hung out together sometimes after work. He was always a perfect gentleman. But one day he was talking to me about pot and asked me if I wanted to smoke. And I said, I can't smoke. My mama would get really upset. And he said, Jan, God made the seeds. He made the dirt that the seeds grow in. You plant the seeds in the dirt. God gave it sunshine. God gave it rain. God made this beautiful plant. Don't you think you should partake? And I'm like, that's my answer. So I went to my mother. I wasn't gonna smoke with Bobby Wilson until I could get permission from my mother. Mama, somebody from work is asking me if I could smoke pot with him, and I think I should be able to, and here's why. Because God made the seeds. God made the dirt and the sunshine and the water and everything else. And my mother looked at me and she said, she put her hand on her hip and she said, he also made poison ivy, but do you think he expects you to roll around in it? That's my favorite Bobby Wilson story.
I love it.
I don't know if I don't know if I went back to you and told you what Mama said, or if I actually did smoke with you or not. I don't remember.
I bet you did. I bet you did, Jan.
Probably did take a test.
So here's some public service announcements for those of you who joined us late. In about 8 minutes, it'll probably cut us off, but just click the same link and we'll be all back together.
We'll be back on together. Just click the link if we disappear, okay?
Okay, I got
All right.
Well, I haven't heard a word from Claudia and Marty.
Well, I was going to tell you, I know some of us have heard the story, but you have to tell Joey maybe later the story of your plane crash and race weekend.
Oh gosh, that was so long ago.
It's a good story.
It is hysterical. It is a Kim McCrory story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Don't remember the story, but I remembered it's great.
Oh, I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
Oh, well, I told it at the second reunion, and I had left to go from Statesville to Dover, Delaware, because I was working part-time for a race team, a very little known race team called Bahari Racing. And their driver was Michael Waltrip. Suddenly forgot his name. So anyway, I hitched a ride with Harry Gant's team.
All right.
And got a ride from Statesville up to Dover. Well, we got ready to land in Dover, and I didn't realize that the plane was supposed to go as it was landing. And as it turned out, we crashed.
Ooh.
If you want to call it a crash, it was not that bad. Shut your mouth, Beth. It was not that bad. The wheels came up and we kind of cartwheeled a little bit.
Oh.
So now I've got to find a ride back, because I'm in Delaware and I lived in Statesville, and
Lord.
you can't just hitch a ride. So I'm walking around, or actually somebody else was walking around the garage area, because I was not allowed in the garage area, pit area only. So somebody said, hey, Dale Earnhardt will fly you back. So I thought, close your mouth, Beth. I thought, well, this is pretty good. Never met Dale Earnhardt. And the racetrack at Delaware is completely oval. It doesn't have a bridge over it or a tunnel under it. So once the race starts, you are in the infield. So anyway, shortly after this, I was asked to come into the garage to meet Dale and the pilot, so that they would know I was going to be on the plane. And they welcomed me on the plane. They said I was fine, but they were only flying to Winston-Salem. I said, I'll find a ride to Dover. To Statesville. It was only an hour. And in the meantime, they walked away, and so did I. And a race car came out and run over my foot. Now, Beth, but it did. It was not running full speed. I was in the garage area, but the car was being pushed, and it was pushed right into me.
No.
And just as it was being pushed into me, I saw up ahead of me, I saw Stevie Waltrip, who was the wife of Daryl Waltrip. And I knew who she was. I didn't know her, but she is trying to motion for me to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Too late.
So it gets pushed out of the way, but not in time. And as it hit me in the back of the knee, and then I rolled over to fall off the car, and it rolled over both of my feet.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Lord.
So I take one of the ambulances and go to the hospital.
No.
And when I got over there, and they were making me wait on a radiologist.
wow.
But finally, they told me, they said, yes, they told me what was wrong with my feet. And they said, but it's going to be a while before someone can get here to fix your foot. And I had already arranged for a trip with Dale. You have to be inside the race when it starts.
Right.
So had I been stuck at the hospital, I wouldn't have a flight back.
Oh.
So I just said the heck with it. And I got the ambulance people to carry me back. And I went to Dale's pits, and I sat in the pits on a big stack of tires.
Oh, what a story.
I wish I had a picture.
Oh, no, it keeps going. It keeps going.
Well, when Dale had told me ahead of time that if he was knocked out of the race and there was a break, then he would take the straight. He would get out of there because you could get out if there was a break. So anyway, I sat there on that stack of tires. Now, by now, it has been about 3 hours since I had the plane crash.
How long
I got to pee. I have got to pee. Big time bad, I got to pee. Well, those stack of tires were sitting right beside a spot John. But I can't walk. I can't jump down off this stack of tires to get to the bathroom. So I'm just having to hold it. Well, and pray that Dale Earnhardt got kicked out of the race. Wouldn't you know it, he finished like second or third or something. He finished the race. So we left. He came over to me and said, come on, let's go. And I just sat there not knowing what to tell Dale Earnhardt. He said, come on, let's go. And then he looked back over at me. He says, you're not the one that got hit.
Oh.
I said, yeah. And at that point, he just reached over to the tires and picked me up and threw me over his shoulder in a fireman's carry.
Oh,
Did you pee on him?
On to that, Beth. We get there. So he puts me in his car, in his rental car, and we drive over to the airport, which is not really an airport, it's more like an airstrip. But we got in the car and all the guys are playing cards. Teresa Earnhardt is not very nice, I'll put it that way.
Oh, really? That's sad.
No kidding.
She was in the car with us, in the plane with us. But anyway, I sat there, ladies, you'll appreciate this. I sat there wiggling and wiggling
Gosh, so to be.
and wiggling. And I thought I was going to bust. So we continued the flight. And as soon as the flight landed, everybody jumps off the plane. It's like, what's going to happen to me? I can't walk.
Oh, God.
Well, this guy named Chocolate Myers, who was a member of the pit crew, Chocolate came back to the plane and said, "Do you need some help?" I'm like, "Yeah." So when we got inside the terminal, he said, I looked at him and I said, "Is there any way you can help me to the bathroom?"
Oh my gosh.
So he walks into the ladies' room and says, "Is anybody in here?" Nobody answered. So for the second time that day, I got thrown over somebody's shoulder. He took me into the stall. I sat down. He shut the door, and then I start wiggling down my britches, and finally got to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Hey.
Yay! I felt so much better. I wiggled up my britches and I called for Chocolate, and he came back in there and he got me out. Well, at this point, Dale said, "Do you need a ride back to Statesville?" And I kept saying, "No, thank you so much for everything you've done. I'll get back." He says, "No, come on, Teresa, and I'll take you back." So he did, and he took me back to my house.
Wow.
Wow.
What a guy.
Wow. What a
And
great
then
guy.
we opened the door to my house, and I had been robbed.
Get out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you want to tell the
no.
story?
So-
Oh my goodness.
So he took me home with him. The next day, he took me to his doctor, and he took care of me for a couple of weeks. So
You
Wow.
can't make this. You can't make this shit
No.
up.
Can't make this
I see a Netflix series. I see a
What a
Netflix
great
series.
And there's an epilogue to this story.
Meadows.
do
There's an
what?
epilogue to this story. They eventually put a bridge in between the infield and the
Yes.
the third turn, and they did it probably specifically because of you, Kim.
Yes,
Name it the Kim McCoy Russell Bridge.
yes, they sure did.
Do
I
you
sure did.
remember what year that was by any
Nin-
chance? I have there's a reason I'm asking.
85.
1985.
Okay, never mind then.
Why?
Never mind.
Well, because I had a World 600 or Dale Earnhardt and Kyle Petty experience in 1981.
Well,
But-
the next time we do this, I'll tell you a story about what I think about Kyle Petty.
Whoa.
Hey.
To be continued. To be continued.
I
We
had a crazy experience.
We've got to hear more stories. I want to hear from Dave and Ann and grandbabies, and I want to. I want to hear from Bobby. Oh, Bobby, you look good. Where did Connie go?
I went,
There
I
she
went to turn. I went to turn on some lights, and I've got to go somewhere else to get more light. But
Oh,
anyway, I'm in the
okay.
dark here.
Kim, this Catawba hat's for you.
Oh, there's Bobby.
Aw.
Thank
Oh.
you.
And this one's for
Thank
you too. It says bitch, babe in total control of herself.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Well, Jan and I have the same kind of cat. Only Jan's hair is probably much better than mine.
I don't think so. I'm sure your hair looks a lot better than mine.
Jan, put the hat back on.
Okay.
Where's Miss Nanette?
She said her mom's in Florida. She went to visit Doris and said she wasn't going to be able to make the call, but maybe not. Maybe
Does her
next
phone
time.
not work? Does her phone not work in Florida?
It's Nanette.
No,
Do
it's
you
Nanette.
really think she figured this out?
She heard she had to walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Does
Do
everybody know?
this like 2 or 3 times a year. We should do this.
Yeah.
Yes, did
definitely.
everybody know that Joey and Catherine came to see me last week?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
They brought me such good food.
Oh, yeah.
Our Catherine,
waffles.
I got shamed into making chicken salad, just so you know.
Yeah, that was Dave.
Was that Dave?
It was good.
Yeah, Dave likes her chicken salad. It's good. Catherine doesn't make anything bad.
well,
Really
Joey
I
brought
want
the
to know,
food.
did you finish the chocolate peanut butter brownies or are you still savoring them?
No, I'm still eating them.
Okay,
There's
good.
Good, don't share.
Good.
That's good.
Kurt says he wants your recipe.
Mm.
I want Jan to start drinking something. She's making me very thirsty.
Yes, I'll drink to that.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I don't know, Dave and Ann,
Before
if,
the meeting started.
I don't know if Dave and Ann heard Kim, but she wants to hear from you guys. So go ahead, Dave and Ann from Roswell, Georgia.
Well, I mean, it's the grandkids are great. We got one at 7 years old, 2 at 4, and 1 at 2, and they're all boys, and we just love roughhousing with them, and they're just unbelievable. Never thought it'd be like this. And they're all 15 minutes from our house, all 4 of them.
Oh, that's great.
So,
We're very blessed.
yeah,
That's wonderful.
yeah.
I've got
yeah.
my grandbaby's pictures over my shoulder if you can see them.
Oh, I see them. Yeah.
Chloe,
But yeah, she's my pride and joy. There's nothing like being a grandparent.
No, that's right.
When we visited Kim last week, she lives in a neighborhood, Marty and Claudia, very similar to yours. When we pulled into
It
this
looks very
beautiful
similar.
estate, I said, "Oh my God, we are on
it must be on John's Island.
we're on John's
Yeah.
Island at Teardrop Lane."
Teardrop.
Acorn
Lane.
drop.
Acorn Drop. Yeah.
Teardrop,
Yeah,
acorn drop,
the drop lane.
Teardrop.
Teardrop.
So Marty and Claudia, you're up. So go ahead and talk to Kim here quickly.
Okay. Well, we're just kind of boring. I will say, we used to live
Never.
in Georgia. We're boring.
No,
And for over 35 years, we always got together with Dave and Ann for Valentine's.
Mm.
Well, that hasn't stopped since we've moved.
No.
They came this last
Oh.
weekend and we did our
Oh.
Valentine's early. Marty and Dave just do it upright, the corner booth at Waffle House. No, we've been doing that and they've been great about coming here and continuing the tradition. So we got to spend a little time with them and, just kind of hang out. We didn't really go that many places because of COVID. We're still all being careful, but
Yeah.
that's about it. Not much else. My mom is still hanging in there and
Bless her heart.
I'm going to see her later this month. And then we'll be going to Chicago. I know, winter, Chicago, we are crazy. You're right. But we are going and we're going to visit a friend up there. Actually, we're going to work up there, but y'all know Joey and Catherine and Sue and Scott and Dave and Ann know Sue and Scott. So that's our excitement. That's
Beth
it.
Meadows, you're up.
Hey, I wish I could see I couldn't figure out my laptop because I switched things. But anyway, I'm on my phone, and if I swipe, I can but I just can't see you all at once. But it's been a little crazy. I landed in Aiken 2 years ago, and COVID hit, and John, the reason I was asking what kind of lymphoma your brother has, I got diagnosed with lymphoma, a cutaneous T-cell lymphoma called mycosis fungoides. in California. I was still in California, but they at that time didn't know how to handle it and what to do with it. And they kept just giving me creams and stuff. Long story short is when I got to Aiken, I had a horrible flare up with it, ended up in the hospital, and now I'm on chemo with it. And I'm actually part of the cutaneous lymphoma. There's a foundation, and we're looking at doing that transfer of
picture
blood
went out.
stuff.
Oh.
So, but it's been quite a roller coaster, but I've learned a lot about. I'm trying to stay really positive because when you know, Kim, that's why you're my inspiration right now.
Oh, bless
Okay,
your
so
heart.
I just want you to know that. And Steve, you know, y'all, we're like team. Here we go. And so that's I don't know how much longer I want to continue the chemo. I really want to look at the T cell, the transfer of the bloods and all that. And your brother gives me, John, I've been about to burst talking about having to go to the bathroom. Bow, your brother actually had this done. And this is just, thank you, dear Lord, for, you know, how did this information just land in my lap tonight? That's just, you just don't know. I'm about to cry. So that's just,
Beth,
but-
would you email me or you can text me and I will give you all the information when I have it in front of me so that I'm more accurate.
Absolutely. We'll be in touch here and that would be tremendous.
Oh,
help.
absolutely.
Thank
I'll put
you.
you in touch with David, my brother, as well, if you'd like.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love, and we
Okay,
may
let's-
know of some similar folks. You know, we may have some people in common that
Absolutely. And he's infinitely nicer than I am. So I mean,
we could. Gonna do my happy dance right now.
Oh, that's
Oh, this
great.
is so great. And
That's great.
we're getting. My dad is going to be 90. In 2 weeks, and we're having a little surprise oyster roast for him this Saturday.
Oh,
So-
exciting.
it's great.
He's amazing. He's amazing. So it's been an up and down kind of couple of years, and lost my mom in July, and that was a bitter, you know, it was hard, but I'm grateful that I was here as opposed to being in California, and I got here in time to spend some good time with her. She had a degenerative lung disorder from tuberculosis when she was a child.
My goodness.
So
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
it's like I say, it's a roller coaster. It's been good, but I'm staying positive, and I'm just so grateful for you guys being in my life. So
Beth Meadows, we love you. You look like a teenager from our years all together.
Oh, and
Let's go to Steve Morgan. Steve Morgan in California, you're up.
You know, I'm gonna use my time telling you a joke.
Okay, good.
yeah.
And I had a recent one that I told already to a couple people, so I'm digging back in the memory banks. So these two couples lived side by side, and the wives decided they were going to go into the little town and drink one night and leave the husbands at home. So the night came up, and they lived pretty close to the town. It was just a couple miles, and they drove in, and they were at the bar a long time, and they had way too much to drink. And so they decided when they left, you know, we better just leave the car at the bar. We'll just walk home. It's not that far. So they start walking home, and they're staggering and laughing and stuff. And they walked past this cemetery. And by the time they got up to the cemetery, they realized they both had to go to the bathroom. They said, you know, we're just going to duck in here, go behind a couple tombstones, go to the bathroom, and we'll be on our way. So the first one, she went behind her tombstone. And
I can
when
relate to this.
she finished, she thought, you know, I don't even think to wipe myself with. So she decided to take off her underwear. She wiped herself with underwear and just threw them on the ground. The other one, she was behind her tombstone. And same thing with her. She finished and she had nothing to wipe herself with, but she was beside a fresh grave that had a big wreath on it. It had a big ribbon on it. So she ripped the ribbon off the wreath, wiped herself with the ribbon, threw it to the ground. The rest of they staggered the rest of the way home. The next morning, both the husbands called each other. And the one husband said to the other husband, I'm really worried about my wife. She got home really drunk, really late, and she wasn't wearing any panties. And the other one said, you think that's something? She goes, my wife got home just as late, just as drunk. She had a card stuck to her ass that said, from all of us down at the firehouse, we're really going to miss you.
Oh my God.
That
You
was
can tell us
good.
better
Oh
jokes.
my gosh.
I gotta remember that.
Great.
Oh, that was good. I'm glad you're recording this, Joey.
Oh, we're all recording, yes. This will all be sent to you.
I am 72. Does that
No.
make y'all feel any younger or
Oh,
Yes.
Bobby.
older? That you were in a show with somebody that was as old as me, or what? How
You
does
look-
it make you?
Bobby, you look great.
Bobby, you look
Yeah.
great. Bobby, we always loved and respected you. You were like our big brother. And yeah,
Brothers can be hotties. then.
there you
Yes.
go.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say father. I mean, brothers, all right, but I had a great time, and I didn't know that I could have that much fun until we were all together.
God,
And
we had fun.
so-
We had so much fun. Yeah.
well, I could sit here and talk about it for another hour, but I can't. I'll have to go to the bathroom pretty soon.
Honey, just turn off your video and go to the bathroom and then come back.
Fragile Flower, you're up. Fragile Flower, you're up.
Okay. My dad also passed this year. He passed away in June. So I'd been, as you know, spending a lot of time going back and forth to the Carolinas to be with him. And I'll say, his suffering ended for him in June.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to go back and see all the family because all my girls are there. Because as you all probably also remember, I lost my brother in 2008. So now there's just us girls. We're girl strong. Otherwise, I live in Chicago weather, Marty and Claudia, or even colder.
Yeah.
It's been, it's like, I don't know, 30 degrees here now, maybe, I don't know.
Where are you?
30.
I'm in Vail, Colorado. That's
Oh,
where I
God,
live.
it's
I love it.
gorgeous there. Oh,
Yes.
beautiful.
I
So
lived in
beautiful.
Denver.
Yeah, beautiful, cold,
Yes.
snowy. You just layer up like you are, Miss Kim. I dress like that in my office every single day because it's so cold.
I stay cold. That's just me. I stay cold.
I'm recovering from broken cartilage and ribs in my upper sternum here on the left side because Greg and I went on a snowmobile backcountry hut trip a month ago. And I did quite a few faceplant flip overs on the sled.
Oh.
But hey, I survived and I got my badge. All right, I'm good. I will never,
Hell yeah.
never have to do that again. Except go get a Christmas tree. So
Pirouettes are a safer bet for you, Connie.
we're tap dancing.
Our tap dancing. Your tap dancing number and the hugs for Kim
It
was
was
just
so
the best.
fabulous.
We loved it.
I love your spatula.
thank you.
That whole
Yes.
hugs for Kim thing, it was such a surprise, number one.
Aw.
And it was so funny. I cried the whole time. You guys are just the best. The best.
And I'm just going to finish and say the coolest thing that's happened to me of late is my daughter, who is my one and only, she's 27 years old, has been in Australia since February of 2019. I last put my arms around that girl October of 2019.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Australia is
Wow.
opening to tourists February 21st.
Wow.
So I have asbestos tennis shoes in my locker here, and we are going to go spend Easter with
Oh,
my daughter.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
wonderful.
That's the best thing that's happened.
Yeah.
So,
Last-
Oh, well, happy Easter to you as we enter into
thank
Go ahead.
you.
And last
Thank
time
you.
we saw you, when you were reunioning with her, you were in Amsterdam. She was in Amsterdam.
We had dinner with you.
With the Pop family, yes, that's correct. And that was her semester abroad
Uh-huh.
in Prague when she was a junior in college, in undergraduate school.
Yeah.
She has since graduated from the University of Sydney with her master's degree
Oh,
and become employed and in media practices, Joey.
Oh,
So
great.
that's what she's doing for work and being sponsored by a company that's employing her. And but she also has a serious boyfriend.
She'd stay there? You think she'll stay there?
Greg wants her to. I hope she doesn't because my goddaughter and her 3 children have their life there.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe you'll move there with her then. You never know.
Is she as pretty as her mother?
Oh, I bet she is.
Aw, thank you, Bobby.
He's still a flirt.
I
Is she as
would like to say she has my coloring, but she's got chocolate brown eyes, but she is her father in a skirt.
Oh no.
Well, Greg's a
That's a
good-looking
good
guy.
thing. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
That's
Hey, Rick
wonderful.
Helms, let's hear from you and Elaine. How are you guys doing in Charlotte?
We've got mostly good news. All things are going real well. We've been doing birthdays like crazy lately, and all of them big birthdays. Our grandson RJ turned 5 on January 27th. He was born one day before Elaine's birthday.
Oh.
Aw.
And so the next day, she had an important birthday too.
Rick has now slept with a 70-year-old woman. He liked it.
Nice.
But yeah, things are
Quiet
going
there,
well.
right down.
My book publisher pulled a fast one on me though. And I came out with one in November from my own company, but then my book publisher decided they were going to have 2 of them come out within 2 months. So I've got one coming out the end of this month, March the 1st, and then another one coming out the 1st of May.
That's
And
great. Rick, give us the titles and tell us how we can go buy them. Are they on Amazon?
Yeah,
I
the
want
first one is
mine.
called-
I don't want to pay for mine.
One thing I need to mention real quickly is
Did you
that
hear
back-
Bobby? Did you hear
back in
Bobby?
April of last year, someone pirated my Facebook account and destroyed it. And so I had to start it all over again last April. And if I've missed any of you along the way and have not caught up with you and gotten you back on the friends list, please let me know and I'll take care of it. But that and that just kind of it happened all of a sudden, and I've been trying to catch back up with everybody since then. But one of the things I did want to mention is that last July, after 20 years of trying, I finally won the Private Eye Writers of America Shameless Award.
Yeah, we knew
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
and
You're so
the sequel
accomplished.
to that came out in November. It's called Dr. Hate. It's an Eamon Gold novel, and it's based on the story of Mike Adams at UNC Wilmington. Some of you may be familiar with that. He was a college professor who was very, very controversial, and eventually he wound up in real life committing suicide. But he was extremely controversial professor there, and I used that as the launching point for the story. That's available on Amazon right now. Dr. Hate. It's
Dr.
available in ebook and paperback. The new one's coming out in March, is called A Kind and Savage Place. It's a prequel to my Jed Wheeler series. It takes place between 1942 and 1989 and traces the evolution of race relations in the United States as experienced by the citizens of a small North Carolina farming community. Very, very. It's a big novel. It's a big book. It's one that I slaved over for years.
Wow.
Which means, of course, it'll go absolutely nowhere, and the stuff I pop off in a long weekend winds up getting the awards. And then finally in May, we're coming out. And by the way, the A Kind and Savage Place is available right now for pre-order on Amazon as an ebook, but not as the paperback. The paperback isn't available for pre-order yet. And then finally in May, we're doing Vicar Breckenridge, which is a book that was based on a short story that I had in Ellery Queen several years ago called the Cribblegate Apprehension. And it involves a thief taker in 1843 London. And it's built around the conflict between the Tory monarchists and the Chartist rebellion that's going on then. So I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to do all this promotion for books and stuff, and still writing one that another big book set in Paris during the 1920s. So just busy,
Rick?
busy.
Amazing.
Rick, did you say
Yes,
Vicar Breckenridge?
Breckenridge.
Vicar.
B-R-E-K on Ridge.
I'm sorry, wait. Wicker with a W or Vicar with a V?
Vicar.
Pardon?
Like
Vicar.
an Anglican priest.
I'm sorry?
A vicar, like an Anglican priest.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Vicar Breckenridge.
Rick,
I'm
that's
making
great.
a note of all these because if I don't write it down, I'll never forget it. I mean, I'll never remember it.
Well, you know what I can do?
I can get it on Facebook, and I'll be posting a lot of stuff about it.
And
But
read
yeah,
the
everything's
book.
going great. We're healthy. We got just good news right now, thank goodness, and knock wood that it's going to stay that way.
Be sure you read Rick's books because you never know when a name very close to yours will be in it.
You never know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Claudia Flatt in the
There you
Unresolved.
go.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
Rick,
Jan.
very quickly,
Jan, are you
our
on-
time is about to run out. How many books have you written total?
25.
Oh my
that
God.
makes me
Wow, that's
incredible.
25, and I have 2 of them. And thank you so much. You were able to help us when we saw you the first time around at the reunion. And, we're big fans of yours, so thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'd
Jan.
like to know when Jan's going to start on the brownies.
Really?
Well, you got the family
It's
pack
been a
of chips.
picnic the whole time.
You've got the family pack of the family size potato chip bag, huh?
You guys, I have not had potato chips in over a year. A friend of mine came over and she brought her potato chips and left them, and now I can't stop eating them.
So what's the
You know, I,
celebration, Jan? What's the latest with you?
Latest with me, sadly, my husband, I mean, we're close, we're friends, we're family, we love each other, we can tell each other everything. My husband doesn't want to be married to me anymore, and he's divorcing me. So that's where I am right now. I'm in a divorce. And the past 4 days, counting today, I have not cried, which has been amazing.
Oh, good.
Because this happened right before Thanksgiving, and I have cried every single day. But the past 4 days, including today, I haven't cried, and I feel like I'm turning a corner.
Good.
Tomorrow, I'm meeting my contractor, an architect, and a landscape person for the house that I'm going to move into to start making plans for my new house.
Good for you.
And I'm
Good for you.
excited about my new house.
Well, it's a new chapter for you.
I've got something to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to that.
Jan,
And
Yeah, go ahead.
you'll all as artists appreciate this. So I lost my voice when I turned 50, which was 12 years ago. and I could not sing. But my soprano notes suddenly came back.
Oh, that's
And
great.
my pastor has been asking me to sing at church.
Oh.
And he said, would you sing the Lord's Prayer? And I sang the Lord's Prayer this past Sunday at church.
Oh,
Wow, that's great.
And it went, it went amazingly well. I wasn't expecting that at all because I've gone for so many years without having the ability to sing. But it went really well. So I know, and some of you will agree, some of you will think I'm crazy, but God is restoring my voice, but he's restoring me with a new voice.
Right.
And I
as you enter this new
That's a
chapter.
good way to look at it. That's a great way to look at it.
soprano voice to sing for him and my country. I just want to sing gospel music and Star Spangled Banner, that kind of stuff. I never want to sing professional anymore. I just want to sing for God and my country.
Well,
So
Jan,
that's
you
kinda where
look
I am.
fantastic, and you know what? Since we
Yes.
knew that, since we knew this from Thanksgiving on, we've been thinking and praying for you, and God does answer those prayers. Very quickly, our time's about to run out. Catherine and I have been hunkered down up here in the mountains for 2 years. We don't do anything, do we?
Boring.
You do.
Boring together.
Yes, you do.
We're here just south of Asheville, North Carolina. We absolutely love this neck of the woods. And anytime you're here, please come by. We'll get together here at the Do Pop Inn.
What town are you in, Joey?
We're in a little town called Laurel Park, which is outside of Hendersonville.
Which is outside of Asheville.
Yes.
I have a dear friend of many years. She has one of her children that just moved to Brevard.
Oh, well, we can see
We can see
Brevard.
Brevard from here.
I can see
I'll
Brevard.
bet you
Yes.
can.
And
And
Pisgah.
And Pisgah.
And
And
Pisgah.
Pisgah this way, Brevard the other.
Very
Yeah.
quickly, we've had Claudia, Marty, Dave, and Ann as regulars here, and we call them affectionately the perennials.
So the rest of you sign up whenever. The guest book is a little sparse these days. We haven't had as many visitors as we used to.
But we
so-
hope to return that. So Kim, closing thoughts. Our time is about gone.
I can't help but thank the Lord every day for bringing us all back together.
Amen.
Yes.
That
How sweet.
I love you guys so much. You have no idea, Bobby.
Thank you, honey. You're so sweet.
I say this with Kurt right here beside me.
Well, I think Kurt's sweet too.
Now Kurt's giving you funny looks. But thank you to everyone for the hugs for Kim and for the gifts that have been appearing this week. But I love you all. I love you all.
We love you.
We love you, Kim.
I'm going to be sending prayers out, not just for Beth and Jan and all, but for everybody.
Well, we are with you.
We're all sending prayers for everybody.
And as we did with Hugs for Kim's, we had John Such wrap this up. John Such, let's make sure we hear from you before we say goodnight.
Oh, just nothing much to report. But I'm in New York. I'm still in New York. I'm still putting together Broadway concerts with symphony orchestras, and we're starting to perform again, which is great. And everything is good. It's good. And Beth, I'm going to send you my number as soon as we hang up, and we're going to be in touch because
That's great.
I think we were meant to come together tonight.
I do too.
Oh.
Thank you.
But you know what? I do have one question I want to ask you guys. I can remember Joey's yellow, gray vest with the stripes. I can remember Bobby in all black. I can remember you girls in your black shimmy dresses that you would lift up and there was red underneath. I cannot remember and I can remember Claudia doing those forte things around and around and around and around. I can't remember for the life of me what the hell I sang. What was that song that I sang in there? I was trying to remember it. I can't remember what I
Shut up,
sang.
Henry.
Yeah, shut up, Henry.
Which your solo with Nanette?
Yeah.
It's
what
almost
was
like
it?
being in love.
Almost like being in love.
Yes, it was. Yes, thank you,
Can
Claudia.
breathe again.
And a round
Yeah,
of
the
applause for
non-singer.
everyone. A round of applause.
Yay! Guys, if we run out of time, we will do this again, okay?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And
yes,
really
yes,
quickly,
yes.
real quickly,
We
one more
will.
thing. John, you had a conversation with the hero, with the
Joe.
crazy questions like, you don't say.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the vaudeville.
You don't say. What did he say?
Georgia number with
Didn't say.
Tim
That's-
Zimmerman.
Leave it to you, Jan. You will remember everything.
That's
Yes,
right.
She's the youngest.
Hey,
Connie's the
careful,
youngest.
careful.
Connie's the baby.
Oh, sorry, Connie.
She
Oh,
reminds
Nigel
me of
Flower.
that. She'll say,
One of the
Jan,
youngest.
Connie will say, Jan, we're the youngest, but I'm younger than you.
Just by
So
that
the next
much.
reunion
Love
is
you,
at Bobby's
Connie.
house in Myrtle Beach.
Perfect. Give us the
Okay,
date
let's do it.
and we'll book our tickets.
Yep.
I don't know if Betty's ready for all of that.
It's me.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Look,
I was at
What-
Bobby's house. I was there and I met
Me
his
too.
lovely wife and Claudia was there with us and it was great. That was a lovely weekend. That really was
Okay,
great.
Myrtle Beach,
Thanks,
here we
John.
come.
Yeah.
Bobby, you look the same. I think
Come
maybe I
again.
have a crush on you too.
I like that.
Myrtle Beach, here we come.
Unanimous. Unanimous.
love
Y'all
all
come
of you.
anytime. We'd love it.
You hear? Did you hear?
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice.